Assalamualaikum and a very good day to all of you. So today I will introduce to you guys about our new project, which is the contact project. So in this video I will tell you about our source code, and also will show you our new address book, which is in a TXT file. So first of all, this is our predefined function, which include the IO string, the string, the F string, and the CST delete. So the IO stream is very important one here, and the string is much of it is only footer lah. So here we also using namespace std to make our source code a little bit simpler. And in this source code we also use a total of 18 function. So the function will be the pre-menu, admin menu, guest menu, login, new entry for guest, delete entry, and delete entry for guest, find for admin, find for guest, the name searcher, the phone number searcher, the email searcher, the update entry, display list, and last and not least is the sort by name function. So here we declare our string that will be used in this source code, which is all of it will be used right here. So let's proceed to the main function here. So in the main function, we first of all we open the address book here, which is named address book txt file. Here's the address book txt file. Wait. Here we save it here. Okay, so why we open it here? Because if we don't open it here in the main function, what will happen is when the user enter a new contact or update or anything, first of all it will save, but after you close the file and restart, reopen the source code and then run it, it will overwrite the old content and only add the new content. So it's mean that every time you rerun the CPP file, it will delete and add new. So it will be not as contact book if it works like that. So that we put the if string files here, which we open the address book first, and then we put loop here, so that it can read all the entry in the address book, and then at last we will close it so that it will save anything in there. And then after opening the address book, reading it, writing all the function in there, then it will close the file and then proceed to the pre-menu option. So in the pre-menu option, this is where the user can choose to log in as an admin or just get in as a guest. Here we can see that option here, as an admin for A and as a guest for B. So in here not much to say, just we only declare the choice, which is only A and B, and the user only need to see in A or B for choices. And here also we use a switch to identify the choices that made by the user. So in case A, which where user enter A, it will go to login function, and in case of B, it will go to guest menu function. So it is just another just default declaration if the user enter other than A or B, and it will, when the user enter other than A or B, then it will return to the pre-menu, which is back here, so that when some situation where the user enter a wrong key, or don't realize he entered the wrong key, then he can return to the pre-menu option rather than restart the program. Okay, so let's proceed to the void login. So in the void login is where the user will go when they choose the add option, which is the admin menu. In here, user need to log in first before they can enter the admin menu, the most important one. So in here we declare an integer which we'll use as a password. So the A here we declare as, actually is 9203776. I forget to change it there, sorry. So the password will be declared here, and rather than we made a new text file, we just declare the password here, and it will be easier lah for the user to change, or for us to change the password. Okay, so as usual, we just tell the user to enter the passcode, check in the passcode, and if only the user entered a right passcode, then it can proceed to admin menu. If else, then error code will be shown and the program will restart. So here is the admin menu function. So here is after the user enter the right passcode, then he will enter here, the user will enter here. So here we make the user to choose some option, which is the create new entry, delete an entry, find an entry, update an entry, display an entry, sort the entry, or enter guest section, and lastly is the exit option. So here is where we let the user to choose what he want to do with the address book. So if the user choose to create a new entry, then as usual we use the switch loop. If the user choose new entry, then we will go to the new entry function. Same as when the user choose to delete an entry, then he will go, or she will go to delete entry option function, and all of it is all the same. Just here is where the user will only put his or her choice, and then the program will take him to the function where he can make the changes or anything. So as usual, menu function here, case menu, and then lastly is where the user choose to exit menu, which is H, and it will exit the program. Okay, so let's proceed to the next. Here is our guest main function. Sorry. As usual, welcoming output, and then we make the user to choose. Here is please choose. So different from the admin menu, the guest menu is only have 4 options, which is the create new entry, the find entry, and the delete entry, and lastly is the exiting program. So the guest menu have a limited access to the contact book, but still can access it, only limited access. So here same as the guest menu, when the guest enter the air, he will or she will bring to the function of the entry. If choose B, then he will bring to the find function. Sorry, function. If you want to delete, then he will go to the delete entry. But here is the difference for the guest. If the if the guest menu have delete add entry, then there will be have a different function for the same function in guest menu and the admin menu. For example, is in the case of add new entry, the admin menu will have new entry, and for the guest menu he will have new entry G, which means for guest. Same for the finding entry, which in guest menu will the function will be find one guest, and in the admin option will be find one only. So here is the difference between the admin menu and the guest menu. As usual, when he enter the D, it will exit, and exiting output, just like that. Okay, so now here we have a new entry function, and this is for the admin menu function. So here is where a new entry can be added. It's named new entry, right? So a new entry can be added here. So we just see out empty slot. Okay, here is where we tell the user which entry is empty here, and how we done it. So first of all, we make a loop here, and then make a condition where if the entry is empty, all the entry from the name, the number, the email address, and so all is empty, then it will count it as an empty, and then show the entry number to the user here. It show the entry number to the user when here, because when the condition is met, and then the entry will be shown to the user which is empty. Here is what this loop do for the user. Okay, so here is we tell the user to only choose 1 to 50 because the limit of this book is only 50 contact. So here is here we tell the user which if the user choose an entry which had already be filled with a contact, then the contact in that original entry will be deleted. This is how our contact book works. So we give the user warning so that this cannot happen. So here we declare an X, which is an integer to choose which entry he want. So we have a total of 50 entry. So X will be the entry that the user can choose. Okay. So let's proceed. So if the X is if the X is more than 50, if the X is more than 50, then it will be an error. So he will need to re-enter the integer or entry that he want to fill. So this is why if X more than 50 here, and then if it's not, then the user will enter all the detail that he want to add into the new entry, which consists of the name, the phone number, the email address, the street, the town, the postcode, the state, and last and not least is the country. So here we put a name and X minus 1. So here why we put X minus 1 is because the string rule, right? Because when we put, for example, when we put 5, in the entry, when the x is 5, then it will put the entry actually not in 5 but in 6. So we need to minus 1 so that it will correctly put in the correct entry. So when we put 5, it should be put in the 5, but when we not put minus 1 here, then it will written in the 6 entry, not the 5 entry. So that's why we need the minus 1. It is the string rule, right? So as usual, this is a string. We use the get line, which let us to read written sentence that have white spaces. So we can put a name without having problem, which if we don't put get line here, only see it, then when we put, for example, Hafiz space Zul, it only will put Hafiz there. Zul will be deleted or have and cannot be read. Or even here is when we don't put get line here, when the address book is being written or being read, it will only read Hafiz, and the other thing will be not read by the program. So that's why so cin as usual, which we make the user to key in input, and the name for is, and this is the string lah, the string for what the user will enter there. So just like what I said, the name, phone number, and so, and then lastly it will write, or it will save what the user had entered into the file. Epson is saving an input, so it will save as file 2. This only declaration we put is as file 2, and then it will save to the address book txt. So when saving it, we need to put a loop here. Because of what? Because the loop here is sorry, the loop need to be put here. Sorry, a loop here need to be write a loop here, so that the new entry that the user key in will be written into the right entry that he or the user choose. So that here we put a loop here. Actually here is where all the content in the address book will be written back in the address book, including the new one which we just include here. That's what happened in this loop. If we don't put this loop, then what will happen is only the new entry will be saved and the old entry will be deleted. This is what happening here. So we declare it as usual as file 2, and then each entry in the old contact will be written back into the contact book, and lastly we will close the file to avoid some missing file from happening, and then we tell the user the ending is successful. So let me make an example of running the program. So first of all, we'll show you the example of adding contact here and all the function before. Okay, So here, first of all, we choose an admin option. We enter the passcode that we had set, and then here we will go to the admin menu, and first of all we try to add a new entry. Okay, so here is what I say, right? So there is an empty slot in 10th entry and 20th entry. Here is where I told you that the program will tell the user which entry is empty that can be used. So let's use the 10th entry and fill it up. So here is just an example, so I will put my name. Okay, phone number, email address, street, town is postcode, state, what the country, Malaysia. Okay, so it had added it, so let's double check it in the address book. Which address book? So this is the old entry, right? This is the old entry. This is the first entry here. The first entry. Oh, no, this is not the first entry, maybe. So the 10th entry will be here, which I just put in right now. This is the entry that I put in. So it placed in the 10th entry, correct, and which the 10th entry is empty, correct. So the program run well here. Correct. Oh, I think they not be for this. Alright. No, not safe. Okay, so let's go back to our coding. So here is the new entry for the guest. So I think I don't need to review this, because it's work perfectly the same as the admin menu new entry. Just we put a G as a sign for the guest to use it, and how it works is perfectly the same. There are if they are loop here for telling the user which entry is empty, warning, see in the entry which one you want to change. User will see in the all the information that will be put in the entry. The file will be saved into the address book, and then the address book will read all the old content and then rewrite it into the address book one by one, and then the file will close so that there are no missing file, and then successful. So let's try it again, but this time as a guest. So a guest, add new entry, yes. So here you can see last time the 10th entry is 0, right, is empty, but this time only the 20th entry is 0. So let's fill up that 20 entry. Enter the name. I don't have idea here. Oh my god, never mind lah. Just put A. Heading successful. So let's exit it, and then let's try to search it in the address book. So this is the 10 entry, and the 20th entry will be here. So it successful, right? Okay, so let's proceed. Okay, now we have delete entry function. So what happening is here is when the user choose to delete entry, then we make the user to choose which entry will be deleted, and all the thing in the entry, all the information in the entry will be deleted and changed into empty, so that the function of update and add entry can detect it as a empty entry after that. So here we declare two integer with x and y. X is for which entry user want to fill up, want to delete, and y is for the option to confirm the user choices or to cancel lah. So here we make the option which entry to be deleted, and the user will see in an entry number, and only limited to up to 1 until 50. If more than 50, then it will go back to enter, and then it will see out the please enter the right number. And then here if he get it, if entry the correct entry which is less than 50 or more than 0, then the entry will be shown here, which entry he has choose here. Or for example, he choose 1, then entry 1 will be shown here. And then we tell the user, are you sure to delete the entry here? And if the user key in, and here is the choices, the integer that we declare as y is the choices. I said it right. So here if the user key in 1, which confirm that he want to delete it, so here the function will delete all the information in the entry that the user had chosen. So the name of entry choose by user will be changed to empty. The phone number is also the same. Email address, street, town, postcode, state, country also will be changed to empty, all of it. So and then after it successfully deleted, the changes will be written or will be saved into the address book. And as usual, we will put a loop here, so that all the old file and also the new file, new content that had been added or changed by the user will be saved in the address book, and there will be no missing file here. And then lastly, we close the file so that there will no missing item with no missing data here. And then see out end, so that pretty much of the delete entry. And here we have the delete entry for the guest, and as usual it's work perfectly the same as the delete entry for the admin menu. Only changes here is it's only used for the guest menu here. So as usual, we declare integer x for choices of entry, y for choices of to confirm or not confirm it. We tell the user which entry to be deleted, the user will entry, we enter the entry. If more than 50, then error will come, then need to re-enter, and confirmation from the user, are you sure? If one, then the content in the entry or detail in the entry will be deleted, which will change all the content into empty and save. And then the changes will be saved into the address book. As usual, have a loop so that the old one and the new one will be written in the address book, and then it close to avoid missing file. So pretty much that's all for delete entry. So without further ado, let's try it again for delete entry. So first of all, we enter the admin menu. So we try to delete an entry, and let me show you the entry. So this is the first entry here. So I want to delete the first entry. Okay, so let's delete the first entry here. Are you sure? Yes. Okay, delete successful. So let's reopen the file. Here, right, it will change all of the entry that had been chosen by the user to empty. So it will be detected as empty entry when the user want to enter a new entry here. Let's close it. Okay, so let's try for the guess. So guess section is G. Okay, so let's try to delete an entry using the guess menu. So let's delete the second entry. Are you sure? Yes. Okay, so we have deleted the second entry here, so it should be gone here. So let's exit the program first. Okay, so let's see. As you can see here, the entry that we had delete, the user had choose to delete, will be changed all to empty, so that the program can read it as an empty entry and tell the user that the entry is empty. So I will show you the example. So let's go to the guess and create an entry. Here you can see the slot that had been created is already declared as empty entry. Okay, so the next function will be the find function. Find one is to the admin menu. Okay, sorry. Here we declare an integer as an x for as usual to be the entry option. Entry to be the, not the entry here, but to be the option for the user to choose which option, which way he want to search for the user for the contact in the contact book. So here we have three choices, which will be the name, the phone number, and the email address. So we tell the user about the option, and then here the user need to see in the option that he want. So if the user key in see in one, then it will bring him to the tname function. Same as if he choose 2, then he will be bring to the phone number function, 3 for the email function. So if it not 1, 2, 3, then user will need to try again and need to enter the correct number here. Okay, so for the guess find G is also the same. Nothing really changes here. Just this find 1G is only for the guess menu. Will be used for the guess menu. Will be used by the guess menu here. So the function works perfectly the same as the find one, which is the admin menu find. Okay, here is the important part for the finding function, which will be the tname function, the phone number function, and the email function. Here is where it's really important for the find function. So first of all, the name function. The name function is where the user choose to search for the contact in the address book using the name. So here we declare string word, and then the user will need to enter the word which is the name of the user, of the contact that he want or she want to search for. And then we use string so that we can use white spaces, get line also for enable us to read the white spaces. And then here we have c equal to 0. Why we have c equal to 0 here? Because c equal to 0 is when this here the loop here, I mean not the loop, but the condition here is not met. It is because we put c equal to 0 here when is sorry. So we put c equal to 0 here because when the condition is not met here, which is in the loop, when it is finding or searching for the word that had been seen by the user, if it's not met the condition, or in other words it's not found the name that the user had entered, then it will go to here, which is c equal to 0, and then it will tell the user that entry not found. That is why we put the c equal to 0 here. So as usual, we will if stream we will read the address book here, and we put the address book as input, and open the address book here, and then after it open it, then a loop here will make the program to search all the entry, to read all the entry in the address book. So if the entry is same, or not the entry, if the name is the same with what the user had entered, then it will see out entry, and then tell which entry it is, and then see out all the information in the entry, which is the name, the phone number, and all of it. And then last and not least is the c will +1, so that it will not show this entry not found. If we don't put c++ here, or c+1, then even though the program found the entry that the user want to search for, it will still see out the entry not found here if we don't put c++ here, or even put c equal to 0 and don't have condition here. That's what will happen. So same as the phone number, how it's work is pretty much the same as the tname, because it only differ in what the user will key in. Here in the tname, the user will see in the name, and the phone number, the user will see in phone number that he want to search for. And how it detect it, pretty much the same. The program use a loop, the program use a condition here, show what the entry, pretty much the same. Also for the email, these three function, the name, the phone number, and the email is work pretty much the same. So there is no I think I don't need to preview one by one of this function. Enough of this one, tname. So let's proceed to the example of it. Okay. Alright, take a menu. Okay, so first of all we choose admin menu first. So find an entry C. So we choose name first. So I put my name here. Okay, now as you can see here, there are two of it here. There are two of it because the other time I had already put my name here. So on entry 45, and then the new one is the entry 10. So here you can see that he only detect the name, and then after he detect it, he will bring all the information in the entry which the program found the name that had been seen in by your user, and then bring it all to the CMD file and show it to the user. This is how it works. So let's try other option. Find entry. How about phone number? So phone number here, I put my phone number. Okay, still the same, but this time it only show the entry 45, which had the same phone number that I had entered. The new entry is different in phone number, and the old entry is same as what I had searched for. Here you can see here. Okay, so for the last one we try for email address. Email address is search for Hazul Hazmi, STGH yahoo.com. Okay, so here it will detect the 10 entry because what I see in here, or the user see in here, is the same as the email in the 10 entry. So when it is the same, it will collect all the information and see out it in the CMD file. And then that's all. And let's try for the guest section, but this one only for one option because it's perfectly the same and use the same function, so it should work the same and it should find the same thing as what in the admin menu find option had found. So find an entry, use name, and then enter my name here. Okay. So here you can see it's also found what had the guest menu had find it in the guest menu find function. So that's pretty much of it. So exit it. Exit. Okay. So find option, delete entry, add entry, all have done. So let's proceed to the next function, which is the update entry function. Sorry, took a break for a bit. Okay, so in update entry, it will be pretty confusing here because you can see that right now. You can see later on. So here in the update entry function, we will tell the user, when the user choose it, then we tell the user which entry he want to update, which is we declare it as integer x. So this is entry number. So integer w is same as the y integer, which is the option to confirm it. So when here the user will see in the entry number as usual. If more than 50, then he need to go back. And then when the user enter the right entry that available, which is 1 until 50, then it will see out an entry, and then the number of the entry that he want to update, and then in the same time it will preview all the information in the entry here. So all the information will be previewed here. And then here we make the user to choose which one, which option, which detail he or she want to change in the entry that he had choose. So one for name, phone number, email address, street, town, and blah 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 blah. So here the option we declare it as K. So here the user will enter the integer or the choices that he want, the choice that he want to choose. And then after he key in it, then we will tell the user what is the new update. So here we declare each one of it as each one of it depends on what choice we put here. So if the user choose one or key in one, then the user will be able to key in a new name or new update for the name in the entry that he had choose or she had choose. Same as when the user choose 2, then it will choose the phone number detail. If you choose 3, then email address detail, 4 street, and same as the next one. So here what make it little bit difficult here is when the user see in the number, the option that he want, the new update will be saved as name temp first, not directly to name. So first of all it will save to name temp, same as the other. It will save to name temp for temporarily. And then here as usual, please enter the right number. So here after the user see in the new update, and then we make the user to confirm it. One is to confirm, or other number is to cancel. So here we use the integer w that we had declared all here, just like what I said before. Okay, so if the user confirm it, then here we have another condition which will have 2 rather than 1, like here. So if w is 1, which will the user confirm it, and then k equal to 1, which equal to the name update of the name. So the name of x1, the original name in the entry will be changed to the changes or update that had been made by the user here. That's why we temporarily put the name xy as name temporarily here, and it works the same for the other option here. On the country, the state, the postcode work the same. We use the temp, right? Okay. So after that, after the file finish updating the content, then it will be written in as usual the address book. And then as usual here we have a loop to update all the entry to save the old and the new one here. and then lastly we close it. So that's pretty much all for the update entry. So without further ado, let's try it again. Okay, press admin. Okay, find entry, update and entry D. Okay, choose which entry to update. So what I just right now, let's choose 10. Okay, so like what I said, when you choose an entry, it will show all the detail in the entry and then tell the user which section he want to edit. So in my case, I want to edit my phone number, so my do update is are you sure? Of course, yes. Right, so I have changed my number to this. So let's see if change it able to change it. Okay, bismillah. Then entry, yes. See, it had changed from 01119545905 to this new number. So it pretty much worked, right? Okay, so let's proceed to the next one, which is the display list. Okay, display list. As usual, we have loop here. In the display list function, it is where the user can display all the data. Wait first. Here is where the user can read or the CMD or the CMD file will preview all the contact number, all the contact detail in the address book. So how it works is, for as usual, we put a loop here, so that it can read all the detail in each of the entry. So X is for the entry, which entry. So entry will start from first entry, and then in this loop, in the curly braces, will read one by one detail from name to phone number until country. So the loop will going on, go until the final entry reach, which is 50th entry. So here also the loop also will make the CMD to preview one by one of each entry detail. Here is what happening here. So okay, that's all for the display function. Now let's proceed for the example. Okay, let's go. Okay, display E. Here you can see entry 50, entry 49, entry 48, 47, 46, 45, and then all the I didn't sorry, I didn't put anything in the other places. So here we can see entry 20 from the earlier, entry 10, entry 6, this is the one, until entry 3. Alright, it don't show the entry 1 and 2 because it's meet the condition of empty in the first loop, in the earlier loop. So that's why it's show the entry 1 and 2, because it's read as an empty entry, so it don't show here. Actually, if I update all these 0, zero places into the delete entry, it will also be missing here, because it will read as an empty entry that can be added new contact into here. That is happening here. That is why entry 1 and 2 is missing, because it read as an empty entry. Okay, so pretty much that's all for this playlist. Okay, yeah. Okay, so let's proceed to the last one, which is sort by name, which is pretty much the hardest one. Haha. So here, first of all, sort by name is when the user want to sort it, and then the entry will be sort by name. The name is by words, I think lah. So the string here, we declare the string that we use, and name temp x will be used here, same as in the deleting in the updating the entry. So here also use the name temp, because I will tell you later the phone number temp, the street, postcode, but we put x to make a difference with the update entry, so we put x here, so it doesn't bengong lah. So without temp x, stat temp x, laundry temp x. Okay, so here we have two different loop, not different, two level of loop. So for the loop I is actually for the wait sorry. So actually is there are two level of loop here, because the first loop is for declaring the first entry, and the second loop is for declaring the second entry. So here I is for in other words is I for first entry, and J is for second entry. And here after the second loop, then it will have a condition first, which the condition is if name I, which is the first, is larger than name J, which is the second. Sorry, I mean the J is for the second, is for the first entry, and I is for the second entry. Here what I wrong here. Here is what I wrong. So J is for the first entry and I for the second entry here. So if first entry is higher or bigger than the second entry, then here what will happen? All the detail here, all the detail in the second entry and the first entry will change places. How it happen is when the name temp x, which is the first, which is the second entry, will change into the first entry name. So same as the first entry name will be changed into second entry name, and then the name of second entry second, and here first of all the name of the second entry will be put into the name temporarily x, and then here the name of second entry will enter into the will change into the name of the first entry. and then after that the name of the first entry will be removed and put into the name of temporary X, which means it will change places from first entry into the second entry. So it's a little bit difficult to understand here, so I hope you can understand. Same as the phone number of second entry will firstly put into the temporary slot, and then the second entry will remove the first entry and then change, and then so the second entry will be put in the first entry, and then the first entry will be removed when the second entry is put in his place, and then the first entry will become P number temporarily, which is the original place for the second entry. So that's how it's changed place. And email address also the same, also work the same. The street, the town, the postcode, the state, the country, all work pretty much the same. So here the CMD, after sorting out all the entry, here I forgot. So after finishes the second entry and with the first entry, it will move to the third entry, and here will move to the second entry. So this will happen until all of the entry will be differentiated to each other. This is what this loop is doing. After the first, proceed to the second. After the first and second, you proceed to the second and third. After the third and second, you proceed to the fourth and third. After fourth and third, we proceed to the fifth and fourth, all the way through until the loop is end, which is ending with 50 and 50. 58 entry and 50 entry, and then it will stop there. So here, after sorting it out, the CMD file will tell in order, and then a loop here will be make all the sorted entry will be as usual. The for loop here is which were enable to show all the entry, enable to return all the new entry in each of the loop after sorting it out. So so for the for loop here is to enable all the sorted entry to be read, because after that it will be written into the address book, which is upstream. So all the things that had been changed, sorted, and then read again here will be written or saved into the address book here, which using the upstream file to open address book. And then as usual, we have a loop here, so that the old file and then the new file will be sorted and will be read. All of it will be read again, so that there will be no missing file, and both new data and old data will be saved in here, will be safely saved into the address book. Then last and not least, it will close the file. Okay, sorry if my presentation is a little bit weird, little bit noob, not powerful. Sorry for that. So let's try it. So admin guess passcode So sort by name. Okay, done. So now it had been sorted by name. So what happening here, it will be all will be sorted and starting from 50. So here is A is too short, and then Z, T, S, M, K, I, F, H, E. So the entry will be sorted by the alphabet. So starting A, B, C, D, E, F, G, that's all, right? So it start from E, H, so, like that until Z. So A is, I think the entry is not written, is not read really good, because it should be on the top, but maybe because it's too short, so it's put it here. So alright, so that's all from me. And then oh, I forgot, let's check it in the address book if it changed. Alright, see, it sorted it out. Oh, so A is, I think it is read as an empty, almost same to the empty. So that is because that is the reason why it is on the low position, which is the last position. So both in CMD and address book file txt had been changed. So we can see that this program runs really well. Nothing really hard. It's not really hard to use, and I hope you can understand my presentation, what I say, and till we meet again. Thank you.